The old coot here, let me turn this off. So the old coot here, back with another exciting video. By the way, try to use ventilation if you can. I just shut it off during the videos because obviously you can't hear me if it's on. But what I've done is I pushed most of the residual stuff that's in there off to the side. I pulled out my meatballs. This is kind of what you're looking for, is just a little bit of like browning, right? Because you want to make sure that they're brown and toasty. I've turned my heat down to almost low, so it's very, very low. Biggest burner on the stove, it's on between medium and low. What I want to do is there's way too much oil in here than I'd like to have in my sauce. So here's where paper towels in your trash can come in handy. So make sure you got some stuff in your trash can. Obviously you don't want to put like hot oil and a paper towel into there. What you could do is you could just use a dish if you want. Right, you could use a dish, take your paper towel and then put it inside the dish. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So what I'll do is I'll grab some paper towels. So there's like a couple of them. Just kind of bunch them up a little bit. Maybe get another 2 ready to go. And this is how you know exactly how much oil without having touched the pan. Because that pan is screaming hot right now. And unless you have like hand holders and like another towel or whatever to use. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bunch up this paper towel. Right, and just dab. Just very carefully. Dab, 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 dab. Remember, this is hot oil, so be extremely careful. So dab, dab. See all that oil? Don't need that. Let's go in the trash. Then, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Usually, what was that? 2 full-size paper towels, so about four little pieces. I'm just going to do the same thing over here. Just dab, dab, dab a little bit. So you do want some of this oil. You just don't want all of it. And this isn't oil. This is actually fat. The fat that came from the chuck roast and the pork and all the good stuff. So that's all the bad stuff that you don't want. Okay, now here's a little bit of science at work here. I'm on low heat. What I'm going to do is put in some fresh olive oil, maybe about 2 or 3 tablespoons. So I do want a decent amount in there just to kind of cover everything. Okay, it's about right. 2 or 3 tablespoons, give or take. Now the secret is in the red onion. So I've got an entire red onion here that I left kind of in these slivers that are about 1/4 of an inch thick. And I'm just going to place them inside the pan. And this is a process. It takes a while, but what the onion is going to do is the onion is actually going to release those brown bits because that's flavor. That is some serious flavor that's in there that I want to incorporate into the sauce. If you don't want to do this, if you want to bake your meatballs on a sheet tray or whatever, do that in the oven. You know, more power to you. You can do whatever you want. I like it this way because this just has a good amount of flavor. But what I'm going to do is just let these sit on low heat, and eventually all of this is going to come up. Okay, questions that come up. Some people will take a bottle of wine and pour it in there. I don't like to do that. I think it shocks the pan too much. Even if the bottle of wine is at room temperature, you got to remember this pan is screaming right now. It's probably 200 degrees, maybe even hotter than that. So you put a room temperature, right, between 68 and 80 degree bottle of wine in there, or even just a little bit, and you're going to crack all of this beautiful enamel that's in this pan. So not exactly the best idea in the world. Just leave your heat between medium and low, right? There's high. There's medium, there's low. So between medium and low, like I said, I usually mark off my my temperature adjusters. Let's use the technical term there, because I do this a lot, and I just want to make sure I got this at the right temperature. So I'm still hearing the sizzle, right? If you can hear that, but the onions are doing their job, and as you can see with each pass, I'm scraping up more and more of these brown bits. Right, so as time goes by. So this is a process. It's not going to happen instantaneously. It's going to take a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in a little bit with another video to show you all how these onions lifted up all those brown bits. Remember, they're not burnt. They're just stuck on brown bits, and that's flavor. That's flavor that's getting incorporated in. If I put the garlic in right now, it would burn. So I don't want to do that. I want to put that in kind of at the same time or just a little bit before I put my sauce in, so that the garlic has a chance to flavor everything, but at the same time it doesn't burn. So that's another question that might come up. But anyways, this is going to go for a little bit, maybe about 5-10 minutes or so. I'll be back with another video. In the meantime, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you like what you're seeing. We are making meatballs in sauce in the oven and I'll be back with the next video in this series.